All right, let's talk about a challenge that every single trip leader faces. You've done all the hard work, right? You've planned this incredible, life-changing trip for your students. But now for the real test. How do you actually get families to show up to the meeting to hear about it? Well, today we're going to dive into the playbook for getting a packed room. So, you've done it. The itinerary is just perfect. The educational moments are all lined up. And you just know this is an experience your students are never going to forget. You've poured so much time into making this thing special. But, and this is a big but, what happens if nobody shows up to the meeting? All that amazing planning could be for nothing if the room is empty. I mean, an empty room means fewer signups, and that means students miss out. So, what's the secret to making sure that doesn't happen? The entire strategy, honestly, it just boils down to this one core idea: consistent promotion. Think about it. We're all so busy. A single email or announcement just gets lost in the noise. The real key is to reach people multiple times using different channels. That's how you cut through all the static and make your meeting a can't-miss event. Okay, so where do we even begin? Well, before any posters go up, before a single email gets sent, you've got to build a solid foundation. And that brings us right to our first section, setting the stage for success. First things first, we got to nail down the logistics. You need to become an expert on that school calendar. Is your meeting going to compete with the championship game or the big band concert? No way. Find that perfect conflict-free spot. And then book a room that's big enough. Think optimistically. Planning for a big crowd is the very first step to actually getting one. With the logistics handled, now we can shift our focus to your most powerful secret weapon, the students themselves. Let's jump into section 2 and talk about how to get that student buzz going. Your in-school campaign is basically a 3-punch combo. It's simple, but it's super effective. First, you go directly to them and visit their classrooms. Second, you show them, you don't just tell them, with a great preview video. And third, you arm them with a physical flyer to take home. That classroom visit is where this whole trip starts to feel real. This isn't just another boring announcement, it's a real conversation. You're there to share the coolest parts, the sights they're gonna see, the foods they'll get to try. This is where you plant that little seed of adventure. Now here's a pro tip. Don't make it just about your voice. Imagine bringing in a student who went on the trip last year to share their story. That's instant, authentic excitement. Or what about having another teacher pop in to say how valuable the trip is? That builds some serious credibility. The thinking here is really simple, but it's so powerful. When students hear from a few different people, the message just feels more dynamic, more trustworthy. It stops being a school announcement and starts feeling like a shared, exciting secret that everyone wants to be a part of. Let's be honest, words can only do so much. Visuals are what really capture the imagination. A short, high-energy video can do more in 2 minutes than you could in 20. It lets students literally see themselves there, turning some abstract idea into a real, exciting thing they can't wait to do. That flyer is so critical. It's the physical bridge connecting the excitement you just built in the classroom to the decision makers waiting at home. Every single eligible student has to walk out of that room with one of these in their hands. It's their cheat sheet for getting their parents excited too.
Okay, the students are officially buzzing. Now it's time to take all that amazing energy and open up a direct line of communication with their families. Welcome to section 3.
So how does this communication actually roll out? It's all about the timing. About 1 or 2 weeks before the meeting, you send that formal email invitation. Then the week of the meeting, you ramp things up with quick reminders in class and maybe even on the morning announcements. It creates this steady drumbeat of reminders that keeps the meeting top of mind. And that first email, it has one job and one job only: absolute clarity. There can't be any confusion. It just needs the basics: date, time, location, and maybe a little sentence about what to expect. You want a busy parent to be able to glance at it and know exactly what's up. Whew, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's pull all of this together into one final actionable checklist so you can be sure you haven't missed a single thing. Remember that core principle we talked about at the beginning? Here it is again because it is that important. Real success comes from a multi-channel attack. You have to connect with the students and their families, and you have to do it more than once, using different methods: in-person, video, paper, email, the whole shebang. And this is it. The packed room checklist. Did you secure a good date and location? Check. Did you visit the classes and get them hyped? Check. showed the video, handed out the flyers, sent the email and all the reminders. If you can go down this list and check every single box, you are setting yourself up for a full house.
So just imagine it for a second. The room is full, the parents are leaning in, the students are excited. You did it. You completed the first crucial step. But the real question, the reason we do all this is, by packing that room, what incredible journey are you about to launch for your students? And that is what it's all about.